We get in there. Thank you very much for having me. One of the things I wanted to share in opening, in terms of looking at I was here this afternoon, this morning, looking at some of the projects, which were very interesting, so I'm congratulating you already on my behalf. I did a course recently in change management, and one of the feedback points I wanted to share with you, students, but with the rest of the team as well, is don't only think about how can we develop a project, how can we develop a solution, but also consider how do we implement it, how do we actually make it usable, and to be able for us to be able to use it at home, at school, and wherever. So that's our first tip, my first tip that I wanted to share with you this evening. This evening, as a keynote, I could have spoken about a lot of different things. Could have spoken about current developments in science, technology. I could have spoken about the importance of science education. But I only have 5 minutes, so I decided to speak about one thing. And that one thing is what I call living out dreams. What did I say?
Living out dreams.
I'm not sure the people in the back heard me. For the people in the back? Okay, they're with us. We're here this evening because some brave students decided that they wanted to show their community and to extend the world one aspect of something that they're passionate about. But we're also here this evening because of what I consider three main pillars. These three main pillars being friends and family, parents. Second pillar being schools and teachers. And lastly, the government. These three main pillars made it possible for the organization this evening to organize this event and for us to have a platform where you as students can come in a safe environment, display your ideas and your technologies and your solutions. They deserve a round of applause. Let's give them a big round of applause. And I think we should be grateful for this because not too long ago, this wasn't necessarily a given. You heard the Honorable Dr. Carter mention that the science fair didn't always exist. As a matter of fact, a few years ago, in our parents' generation, or my parents' generation and their generation beyond, our grandparents' generation, if you were about your age, 15, 16 years old, and especially if you were the oldest, you had to leave school and go and work to help with the family. You may want to ask your parents when you go home about this. And so today I think it's important to acknowledge your friends, family, your parents, and the sacrifices that they made and have made and continue to make to have you in school and have you be able to be a part of such a platform where you can live out your dreams. In living out your dreams, you'll also be faced with rejection. Rejection can come in many forms. As a matter of fact, sometimes rejection can come from the three same pillars that I mentioned earlier. Could come from your parents, could come from your teachers or your school, could come from the government telling you that you don't have the weight, you don't have the experience, you don't have what it takes for you to be able to implement your solution. Truth be told, and I'll tell you this on behalf of them, sometimes they're telling you no because they're scared.
True.
Sometimes they're telling you no because they don't want to change, and they don't want to learn, and they don't want to grow. Sometimes they're telling you no because they're trying to protect you. In all this, I encourage you to think on one thing. I encourage you to remain coachable or remain teachable. Ultimately, these same people are people that you will need for you to help, that you will need to help you implement whatever solution it is. And coming back to my first tip, this also means that you'll have to find a way beyond these rejections. Sometimes rejection could be that you don't have the right solution as yet. And like Thomas Edison said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. This means that you have to keep pushing. Sometimes rejection can come from you. Sometimes you may feel that you have a handicap. You don't have this, you don't have that. Things are not perfect. And for that, I want you to remember one thing. You're not successful because there's no challenges. You're successful in the face of these challenges. I'll repeat that one again. You're not successful because there were no challenges, but you're successful in the face of these challenges. Speaking about challenges, every innovator, every technologist, everyone that's trying to push humanity forward faces challenges. The group or the team that organized, developed ChatGPT, they face challenges. The group that developed BARD, those of you who know the difference, let's consider that our inside joke, but they also face challenges. The group that developed 5G and implementing 5G, they also face their challenges. Nevertheless, as scientists, researchers, innovators, I like to believe that we're all called to do one thing, and that one thing for me is to build and develop the future and to push humanity forward. I want to challenge you, students, schools, teachers, and the organizers to think about the next major steps in technology and how those technologies can help Maarten and the rest of the world. In Maarten, we can consider how we can use drones to help with the traffic solutions or traffic situations. We can consider how can we create solutions to be more resilient towards hurricane. In the rest of the world, we can focus on how science is ready to push past our limitations. The rest of the world is focusing on how do we push past Earth and live on Mars. The rest of the world is focusing on how do we push past our regular lifespan of 80 to 100 years and move up to 150 and 200 years. The good news is that, based on my research, this is going to happen within our lifetime. All we have to do is take off our limitations, lean on the pillars of support that we have, and don't be discouraged as we face rejection. And ultimately, feel free to live out our dreams. In closing, let's appreciate those who came before us, those who provided sacrifices for us to be where we are, and those who set this platform together for us to be able to live out our dreams. Let's give those a round of applause. pursuit of living out our dreams, the road will not always be smooth. It will be bumpy. And in those moments, I want you to remember that rejection only makes the victory sweeter. Lastly, let's give a big last round of applause to the next generation of those who are called to push humanity forward. I thank you. Good night. Let's continue to move things forward and live out our dreams. Maarten.